Child abuse is an issue that continues to plague our modern society. Are we as a society sincerely concerned enough about the issue to address the discrepancies in addressing the problem? The results of decades of the practice of disrupting families with very little regard for the negative societal consequences continue to be a warning that some are beginning to address. Many believe that the family, the conservative unit of father, mother, children, has been the foundation upon which modern civilization was built. The results of legal actions have indicated a belief that the social systems of government are an adequate replacement for parenting in many circumstances. The legal practices of the family courts have eroded our dependence upon parents as the primary responsible child care provider. The system of child abuse prevention is believed by many to have failed the children it claims to serve. The system also has little regard for those left childless. From Prevent Child Abuse America 2003, the Child Abuse Prevention and Treatment Act, CAPTA, has become the conceptual model adopted by the public. CAPTA almost certainly has become one of the largest barriers to advancing the issue further in terms of individual behavior change, societal solutions, and policy priorities, unquote. According to Richard Wexler, Executive Director of the National Coalition for Child Protective Reform, CAPTA in effect codified everything wrong with our approach to preventing child abuse. CAPTA encourages states to enact mandatory reporting laws requiring certain professionals to report child abuse, despite the fact that there was then and is now no evidence that they actually reduce child abuse, and many of those who once championed such laws now have second thoughts. CAPTA requires states to appoint either a guardian ad litem or a court-appointed special advocate, CASA, in every child welfare case. CAPTA does not require this person to actually speak up for what the child wants, only for what the guardian or CASA thinks is best. CAPTA promotes this even though, as Youth Today revealed in 2004, a comprehensive study commissioned by the National CASA Association itself found that CASA doesn't work. Indeed, it prolongs foster care. CAPTA enshrines double standards concerning secrecy. It requires child welfare agencies to disclose information about child abuse fatalities and near fatalities as, in fact, they should, but it encourages agencies to keep all their blunders secret. This model promotes the practices that encourage separating children from parents and discredits any change to the law that would prevent that activity. Some practices have resulted in giving the primary responsibility in the decision of separating children from their parents to a child protective services caseworker, whose qualifications for that task are often inadequate. Quote, "So we do terrible harm to thousands of children, tearing them from mothers despite research showing that often staying with those mothers was exactly what they needed most," unquote.
Mid-March, April, I was lying in bed and five cops came into my room and I didn't know what was going on. And they said they were going to take my daughters. I was trying to be compliant. And I told him that I needed to get clothes on and my purse and my phone. I didn't know what was going on. I had a best friend who was a disgruntled employee, and she kept trying to take my business and solicit hers while she was on the job site. She started communicating with my kids. I was unaware of it. the night that everything happened, I found out that she was with my, at the time, boyfriend. And I saw red. She never spent time with my kids. She never came over to my house. She's an unlicensed foster parent. She committed perjury. She lied to the cops and said that she was blood family. And I can't get my kids out of the house. I said this to the judge. I said it to the caseworker. I've said it to my attorney. And no matter what I do, they won't remove the kids from her house, even though she lied under court. The courts never contact me about any impending actions. The cops came in my room and they said that they are going to take my kids. And I didn't know what was going on, so I asked, could I please get dressed and get my purse and my belongings? When I reached for my purse, they threw a handcuff on me. And I kind of lost it. My kids have said numerous times that I have never hit them. I have never touched my children. Everything on the report is fabricated accusations. It's all lies. They need to be held accountable for what they're doing to families. They lied. They said I was a drug addict, that I reckless driving, all these lies. And the most I ever had was a speeding ticket. Dr. Gabrielle left. And mid-April, I was in bed and I had a friend who was a disgruntled employee, and she knocked on the door, and I did not know at the time that she was talking to my kids. The next thing I know, 5 cops come into my room without a search warrant, without any legible legal agreements, and they say that they're going to take my kids and they're going to take me in. I didn't know what was going on, and I just asked that I could please get some clothes on and get my purse and my phone and my things together. When I reached for my purse, which I told him that I was going to, they threw a handcuff on me. I didn't know what was going on. Even though I'm a doctor, I put up a fight because they said they were going to take my kids. When they got me outside, I see that my ex-boyfriend and my current then best friend are together. And I knew that I had gotten set up. She lied to the cops and she lied to CWS. And she said that she was a blood relative. They didn't question it. They didn't ask any proof. And they put my kids in her house and they refused to let them go because they said that unless there was some sort of threat or harm, they can't move the kids. The two of them are together. I have notarized letters from my nurses saying that they're together. I have brought this up to caseworkers. I have brought this up to my attorneys, to the judge. And nobody listens to me. And my kids are about to be taken away from me. It is a faulty system. I wrote $100,000 of grants for kids last year. I ran workshops for them. I've been a teacher for years. My kids keep calling me and I can't answer the phone. And the caseworker keeps saying that she keeps saying that they don't want to talk to me, but they're calling me nonstop. It has ruined my life. Because as a mother, it's like you think about them all the time and you wonder if they're safe and you wonder if they're okay. Initially, this woman said that she was open to the visitations, and then the next day she said that she wasn't open to it. She felt like it was a threat. But I have on text message her like, "Hey girl, what's up? I was just thinking about you." And what makes me scared is that if anybody can say that their family, they can just go into court and say whatever they want and ruin your life. My daughters are gonna be 12 and 14, and I haven't talked to them in almost a year. It's debilitating. I don't know how to live without them. The last 14 years of my life has been being a mother. And I think the worst heartbreak is whenever they call and I can't legally answer the phone. We have faults with our system. There's faults. There's holes. And there's people who really do love their kids that are getting their kids taken away from them. And yet every time I drive downtown, I see a homeless woman with her kids. I provided a good life. They never needed for nothing. They've told the caseworker that they want to talk to me. And I haven't been able to have a conversation with them in over a year. My kids have said numerous times that I have never hit them. I have never touched my children. Everything on the report is fabricated accusations. It's all lies. They need to be held accountable for what they're doing to families. They lied. They said I was a drug addict, that I reckless driving, all these lies. And the most I ever had was a speeding ticket.